What's up, guys? Welcome back to another action-packed episode here on the AC Designs Garage, and today we got something a little different for you. I got a new toy I'm going to show you, and also I'm going to show you how to make this super nifty sheet metal shear for under 30 bucks. And this thing works great solid through 16 gauge sheet metal like ain't nobody's business. So let's get at it. All right, guys, sorry for a little bit of noise, but we got the old winder unit fired up. It's been like 101, heat index of 106 this week. And if it wasn't for that, y'all wouldn't be getting a video this week. It's been hot and like 75–80% humidity. So sorry for a little bit of noise. I'll just try to scream a little louder so you can hear me. But it's still 90 degrees in here at about 9:30 in the morning. I will say, yesterday I walked down here and I was going to do a video and I was like, nah, it was 105 in here. So I ain't baking, sorry. Anyhow, let me show you what we're getting at. Here's the old thing I come up with when I used to make them metal roses and stuff. It's just a little handheld sheet metal shear that don't wear your hands out, because I was cutting those things like this, and although it gives you big chunky looking hands, your hands get tired and ache at night. So I just made just a little neat invention here to make it easy to cut sheet metal, like fairly thick, like I say 16 gauge sheet metal, with ease. I mean, it'll chop through this thicker stuff, because that's what I made my roses out of. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make this thing. It's not expensive. I bought these at the old Lowe's Home Improvement. These are the Cobalt ones. I like the Weiss, whatever they are, W-I-S-S. For some reason they didn't have them anymore, so they got these Cobalts. We'll see how they do. But you're gonna want the yellow handled ones, and it shows you right here. It says 18 gauge, but you put all these hot rod add-ons, it'll do 16. But the yellow one will cut straight, it'll cut left, it'll cut right. I think the green one cuts left and straight, and the red one cuts straight and right, maybe. I don't know, I can't remember. I always get the yellow one because you want to be able to cut left or right and straight. So this is like the middle of the road, go any direction ones. Here's the yellow ones. So we're gonna get these things busted apart and see what these are made of. I hope these will work for me. Anyhow, let's get out the clipper. These off the pack here. Yeah, come on now. The world's holding. There we go. Yeah, these are a little more fancy than those right there. Let me lock her back down, look at her. Yeah, they're basically the same thing. I may have to weld my little tab here on back a little further, but these got this weird, I don't know what the deal is. I do like these Weiss because they got nuts on them, and if you wanted to buy another set and just keep, you know, once these got dull and you couldn't sharpen them anymore, you could take these apart. I think they still make these and sell them on Amazon, so I'm gonna put the link in the description box below. We make a wee very small percentage off any qualified purchases at no additional cost to you guys. But I'll link them on there where you can find them, and everything we're using on here, and links to any things, like, cause the new little toy that I got over here, y'all can get discounts on it. I'm gonna put all them links down there, so make sure you look down below and save yourself some money if you want some of this stuff. So basically what we're gonna do, yeah, well, they got these bad boys glued on. I'm gonna have to cut these things off. Huh. Come on now, let me get me a razor blade. Need this garbage on here. Be careful when using a razor blade. Yeah. I'm gonna need something to dig with too. Digger engaged. What kind of them Weiss, you could just slip them bad boys off. These right here, these don't play. Yeah, don't need that where we're going. Alrighty. It's pretty nice though. I got a good spring back action. We'll have to take this off, or just probably spin her around like that. Let's see which side do we want. Put this one on. Oh, I did leave it on this one too. Okay. Bend this up a little bit where it'll come back together. Better go over that rivet. We can leave it up when they're in the box. We can close it up. Come on now. Yeah. All right, that'll still latch. All right, we'll leave that. So basically, we're going to take us a piece of flat bar and cut it up. And I'm probably going to add a few little holes here in case you want to bolt it somewhere. But this is just a piece of scrap. Let's get a tape measure real quick. See here. That's almost 3/16. I'm going to call it 3/16 because it's more than 8. So that's 3/16. It was 2. It's been cut down. 3/16 by 2 mild steel flat bar. And my old one, we're gonna go off it. We're gonna make this one look a little better. We're at 6 inches. That seems to be good. This is our clamp bar where we clamp it to the table. So let's see here. Get junk out of the way. See if we got enough room. Yeah, we got plenty of room before it dogs off. So we'll get all that cut. And on this one, this here is. This is 3/4 inch tubing. It's about a 1/16 wall, right around there. There's some thin wall tubing. What I used on my last one, it worked really good because you can see how it fit up in here, and we just slid it under and welded it in here. But I couldn't find none of this, and I was in a hurry, and that's what I had around here. This is 1/2 inch tubing, probably just thin wall 1/2 inch tubing. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, 3/4 slide right over. We can weld that. Probably gonna drill some holes to do a few plug welds in it, but we can make it whatever length. I think the bigger handle will give you a little more comfort on it when you're using it. But yeah, 3/4 will slide right over that unit, and I may pop a hole in right here, a couple on the sides, and do a little plug welds to ensure the stability of it here. But we're gonna see how long the old one was, because the old one works. I have no complaints about the old one. I had cut out a ton of roses on this thing, my steel roses. I try to link the video down where I show how to hand make the steel roses, but I'm gonna get a Sharpay and right on the table here. We need our flat bar piece, 6 inches, and we need our tubing. How long does that need to be? Like I said, it works. You can vary this for whatever you need. Right there, that one is, we'll go 22. I got plenty for that, right? Yep. We'll go 22 inches on that. And guys, that's about all you really need right there. Is just some tubing and some flat bar and some good old shears here. You'll be surprised how strong these things right here are and how much they'll cut. You can cut circles, you can cut tight radiuses, and you ain't got to spend $1,000 on a Beverly shear, a throatless shear. But now, I ain't taking nothing away from the Beverly shears because they are rad. I just can't afford one, so I try to make tools that you guys can afford. And I know this works because I've used this for 2 or 3 years, or longer than that maybe. So let me get my junk cleaned up here. We're gonna chunk these away. I don't know any use that I need these for. I probably will find one after I get done, but I think these things were $17 at Lowe's. And like I said, this is all scrap tubing, so I think for under 30 bucks you should be able to make this thing and have you a very high horsepower sheet metal shear machine. All right guys, if you're wondering what the new toy is, let me show you. If y'all watched the channel for a while, you know I've been using this Art Captain MiG 200 for almost 2 years now, at least 5 days a week. No kidding guys, this thing welds up the Shakemaster 4000s. I do 10 to 15 of them a week. Ton of welding, just hours on end of welding. I've done framework with C notches with this thing. It does everything I've asked of it, and it has not given any trouble. And they contacted me a while back and said, you want to try our new version of this, which we're going to unbox it. I'm just going to switch it out. It's not going to be a big review video guys, so I'm just wanting to show you. This thing here has not let me down. Like I said, been almost 2 years of using it. I've done up to 1/4 inch plate with it. I do a ton of like 14 gauge around that area, 14, 16 gauge on the Shakemasters. I've done, you saw me do sheet metal repair where I done the bottom of the fender on this and this fender here. So guys, this machine will do anything you want for very affordable. It'll do flux core, it'll do aluminum spool gun, it does lift TIG, it does stick welding, and yeah, it'll do it. So this new one is called the Mig 205 Pro. It's supposed to be a little beefier, but I think they still make this one. I'm not 100% sure. You have to look on. I'm gonna throw a link down below to give y'all discount stuff. It don't cost you guys any extra, but it will help you out and it helps the channel out too. And I appreciate if you do. If you don't, if you already got a good welder, good for you. Just want to show you this. We're gonna swap it out. Like I said, this one here, I'm probably gonna make some little shelf here to run both of them, where I can do like a, since I've got both now, I can do like sheet metal and like frame stuff. So because I run 023 and all my bodywork sheet metal stuff, and 030 is the max I go. I run it on like I do chassis work, C-notch, anything like that. So I'm gonna make a rack where I put them both and like a Y that goes up there to the 75/25. But for today, we're gonna get this swapped out real quick. I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I don't like about them, and because I don't know, I just cracked it open. I hadn't even pulled it out of the box. I just wanted to see what was in it, but everything's still in there. And it's a 110/220, so it's got the adapter kit and all that good junk. I think this one used to be $3.99. I think this one's $4.99. You just have to look on. I'll drop a link. You can check it out. Good welder for the money, though. I think. I like this little card. I got it from Harbor Freight. It's one of the. I think it's a Vulcan card or something. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna unhook the gas off the back. I'll just use that one. Bend that over so it don't unspool on us, but it's starting to get a little low. I mean, I've been through a ton of wire. This is what I used. I'll link it below. INE 023 ER70-6. What I use the most of, up to 1/8 inch. That's what I use is 023. I just like it better. Like I said, I go up to around 3/16 a quarter. I'm gonna go to 030. It's what I usually like. But anyway, it's got a cheat sheet in here. I got my settings right here that I like. I'll show this to you real quick. I don't know what the new machine's gonna do, but that's my settings. I'll just leave them in here because we're gonna put this back in use. I ain't done with this one. Got that. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna need my drive wheel. Because I read some stuff on these before I done it, and the 0.6, which is the 023, I don't think the new one comes with. I think it comes with the 0.8, which is the 030. So I need the 0.6. You may have to buy this new one. You may have to just buy this drive roll wheel for the 0.6 to run the 023. May need a tip out of here. I don't know yet. I'm just going to get this out the way. Did I mention this thing is very lightweight? These things are just so nice. This is all I really use that much. I've got the TIG welder over there, also the Arc Captain. I've got a Miller. It's a single wave right there, but most of the time I use this Arc Captain stuff. I just like it. It's lightweight and it works. So yeah, it's a Vulcan cart. I gotta tape this gas port up real quick and get this out of the way. Then we'll wrap it up. A little spray away glass cleaner. While we got a chance, might as well clean it. I think it's nasty. I'm not going to change this regulator out. This is the old one I had off of my Miller, but it comes with a good regulator. I'm just not going to take it off because this works and we'll plug it in. I'm just going to let you know that in case yours looks different if you get one. Package nice, ain't going to mess up. There's your A adapter kit on the end of the 220. It's the awesome little adapter. Like I said, if you're gonna run 110, I never run 110. I'm not gonna say that I never going to, but I always run 220. But I have it here. But if you don't, you know, you can just run your 110. Just make sure put your adapter kit in a good safe place in case you do need it. Put the guy out of the way. I always lay it up here. I will say this new one feels like it's a little lighter than the other one, which is a good thing. One of the cool features that I'm unboxing this on the other one I was going to tell you about is they got fans on demand, if you want to call them that. Yeah, it's actually smaller. It drops down here to where that one there is a little thicker. The gas hookup is at the top now, which I do like better. The other one's kind of lower on it. It's got the two fans on the back. So, your gas line, make sure everything's clean. Run that in there. You don't run no Teflon or nothing on it. Like I said, I'm probably going to use this one for my heavy duty machine and my other machine for the sheet metal. Give her a couple little bumps, don't hog on it. You don't want to strip this stuff out. And I always slide mine back. It's got these little tabs back here you can slide it back to. I like that one-handed. Instead of having to use both of them, I can do it one-handed. Now, right here, let's see how to, oh, they actually have inches per minute on here now instead of the metric stuff. Well, that's cool, because I don't like metric stuff. I just don't know it, I ain't gonna use it, but it's got them both. Inch per minute, yeah, blah, blah. Gives you your wire size and your flow, 17 to 25 CFH. Tells you your rollers. I mean, it's pretty informative. The other one was too. Comes off the bottom. Oh, it's got a little shelf that hangs on in there too. Well, that's pretty cool. You drop everything. Get it up on that shelf. Get it in that groove right there. Get the spring on there. Keep tension on this because it will unspool and you'll have a nightmare. I'm gonna cut that kink out. We ain't got our gun on here yet, but I'm gonna hold tension and pull this until I get it through here. Yeah. I didn't check my drive rolls. Let's see what this drive roll is. I don't think it has one for 023, but let me look. Let's see, that's a 0.9 and a 0.8. Yeah, it don't have a 0.6. I'm gonna go ahead and put my 0.6. We'll look through the boxes to make sure, but the 0.6 is what you're gonna want. The drive rolls are the same, but I'm running the 023. You gotta find, it's got a little keyway here. There it is. We'll just run it. If there's a 0.6 in here, I'll let you know. But I don't think it does. I think that's the only downfall I have with it is that it don't come, because that's what mainly most of you guys are going to be using if you're sheet metal repairing, but it's no big deal. You just gonna feed it through over your roll right there and feed it into that other tube. You pull this down and flip that up. That's gonna hold it in place, keep it from backing off till we feed it through the gun. We got some stickers. Stickers make everything better. You got a business card. You got a pretty decent directional book here. Let's see here. See what lies in here. All right. They did send a big old honking roll of 035, but I'd never run that much or that size. I'm just not a structural welder, so I'll put that to the side in case somebody needs it or something like that. Well, got a new gas hose. I'm gonna keep this in this box because mine's hooked up. Here's our MIG gun. Let's check this out. That's a nice gas hose though. It's real flexible rubber. I do like that. Oh, this thing comes with an extra liner. Now that's pretty cool. Probably about figuring a 10 foot. Oh, that's got a pretty, yeah, that's cool. It actually comes with an extra liner. If you run these things long enough, I hadn't had to change it in that one yet, but that's nice that it comes with an extra liner. We'll leave that in here also. They didn't do that on the last one. It's got a nice heavy duty MIG gun. I do like this on the new ones. It's got that little pivot. It takes some, because a lot of times this hose will get tight and after a while it'll make your arm tired, but it's got this that gives you a little relief here. Pretty cool. Does this pop off? No, it's got a screw on. Never used one of these with screw-ons before. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna go set this over into the machine. Get it out of the way. Good looking gun though. I do like it. It's got the easy plug in. There's no way to do it wrong. You just pop that mug in there and tighten it up. Oh, it's got swivel on that. Man, this thing ought to be pretty good. Rolls up tight. Alright, what else is in here? It's got an extra, some extra stuff in here. Let's cut this up and see what the tips are. It's got the wrench. Got an extra nozzle. It does come with extra goodies. So we'll put this in that little, throw that on the ground. Put these in the, we'll put them in that little box that comes underneath it. Okay, what we got here? Yep. We got a 0.9. That's a hog leg there. So you got a 0.8. There's a 0.8. Oh, it says on here also 030. That's the 0.8 is 030. 030. It's got it both on here, the metric and the standard. That's pretty cool. It's 035, which is the 0.9. So what's this one? 035. So I'm thinking this thing's made to squirt 030 up. We're gonna do 023. So I may have to take my tip off of there. But these tips are easy to find. You can get them on, like I said, on my link down there. It goes to Amazon or something. You can do that. Got our ground. Let's see if oh, here's a roller. This is what I was wanting to see. That's a 1.0. Oh, that's the knurled. That's for the flux core. It's got the little jaggies in it. Let's see, what is this? That's 0.9, which is, oh, that's a knurled too. It's got two knurls. So it's got a 0.8 and a 0.9. So it's got extra rollers. That's cool. If you're gonna run 023, you're just gonna have to buy a roller, which they shouldn't be that expensive. I'm gonna probably get me a Ziploc bag to put all this stuff in. All right, what's in the box here? Oh, this is a regulator. Regulators! Mount up. Oh, that's a nice one. Man, check that out. Like I said, I'm not gonna change out mine because it's on there and it works. I do like it though. Alright, that looks like that'll work. We'll save this, because regulators are always something happening to them, so ain't gonna hurt to save that. Like I said, I'm gonna leave all this in the box so I know what I got. Let's see how beefy the ground clamp is. This ground wire actually looks heavier. It is heavier. I guess this Pro's made to run that heavier gauge wire, but to run up to 040. Some of you guys may use that. I'm not gonna use that heavy. Yeah, it's got the good old clamp. These clamps hold up pretty good. Got a good tight spring to them. We'll take that over and hook that up. This it comes with the stick welder, which I may use that. It does come with a machine cover. We're gonna use that so we don't get that garb all over our machine when we paint. Yeah, guys, all you gotta do is I try to find one of them 0.6 rollers to link. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. We'll use that. keep our machine looking good. Like I was saying, this thing will do lift, arc, TIG, spool gun, but those are extra. I was looking on the website earlier, depending on when you're watching this, it's 2025, end of June, hot. But I think it's $588 if you got the lift TIG and stuff, and it comes with tungsten and all that stuff. But it's not much more. It's $500 for what I got here. I think was $500. You get a discount my code, so it'll knock a little off of that. But what you see here, if you're just gonna be MIG welding or want to stick weld, you got the setup for $500. You want a TIG, you got all kind of options. You can get helmets, you can get all kind of spool guns, you can get, if you want to do aluminum, all that stuff. But it's just a little bit extra, not much. Like I said, it's $88 to do it, make a TIG welder out of that. I mean, you ain't gonna buy no TIG welder for $88. But anywho's, I'm gonna get my ground clamp. I'm gonna put the rest of this junk in here I ain't using right now in this box, and we'll put it under the table for safekeeping. Get my ground cable in this, and we're gonna get this thing put together so we can start making this thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you real quick on hooking up the front. This here is your wire you change for your polarity. The bottom one is for the MIG. It gets spun around this way. That way it ain't. Oh, that just turns on. It's got them cool little half-turn locks there. And if you're gonna run up here now, the ground, this is where the ground's gonna go in. We're gonna take our ground wire and hook this up here. Now if you flux core, you swap these. You want this one on the bottom and this one on the top. It's in the book, it shows pictures how to do it. That's what I like about it. I was going to show you in the directions right here. It shows how to set it up for MIG and flux core and everything, because it changes. So your ground clamp goes up there at the number 1, which is the negative. Up here's your negative, that's positive. So when you have to swap them for flux core, but if you're just MIG welding, it goes on, the little loop-de-loop goes on the bottom and your ground goes on the top. Then your gun plugs in right there. So let's get that hooked up. I save these caps and stuff just in case you taking them apart or transporting them or something like that, because this is where your gas feed goes in off your MIG gun. I don't got no fingernails, so I can't grab that. Come on, Beavis. Oh, it just pops on. Get out there. My knife, maybe that'll work. Yeah, it fits good. We'll put this in the box. Get off there. It can only hook up one way. That's one thing I like about it. I don't have to read too much. I can just look at pictures. So you can see how that goes. This thing will just go right in there. Just rotate her till she fits a little bit, and this just screws right on there like this. Super easy. Just give her a little snug rug there. I like that, how that swivels. That'll take a lot of tension off. I said you just quarter turn these little things here. I think they're called dents fasteners. I don't know. Anyway, this little Vulcan cart's pretty cool. It comes in this box. So we're gonna have to swap over in the tip in here. Open sesame. So I got all my little extra stuff in here for my other one. I even got them labeled up here. Look at that. Check that out. Had to put my MMs on there because I didn't know what all that mess meant. Even had to put my V and U that's on there, so you know what they are. Let's see. Those are 40 thou. These are 023, and I'll even show you you can get them if you're at Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply. Here, I'll give you a part number. I tear the top of the box off and put it down in here so I can. Nah, I better not do that. I'll drop it. Come here, Beavis. Dead gone. We'll try it. I think they should work, but that's the part number. That's the 023. Those are the Hobarts. That's your part number there if you need to zoom in on it. If your Tractor Supply in a pinch, but most of the time I just order them from Mark Captain. We'll check these real quick. And this is from my other one. What are those? Oh, those are 023s also. I got a mess load. I bought a ton of these things. That's what I use, guys. That's some downfall of these. I think these may go to my miller. Yeah, so these go to my miller. I wrote them. They're a little different. I think these are like the Tweakos, they call them. Kind. Is that what it says on that? I don't know. That's the part number. Let's see if this fits in there. Now, I don't hog my tips in them either. I like mine where I can take them out by hand, because I don't have to. Make sure these tips are the same length. Yeah. Let me grab that tool. that I'm gonna lay that tool in here. It's a handy little tool, but like I said, I don't see if these are the same. I just ain't got the hex on them. Yeah, those are the same. You can use that Hobart, or you can buy Art Captain ones. And if you buy the machine, go ahead and buy some extra 023s. It's got a little spring in there. That is pretty cool. It keeps tension on it. But yeah, I mainly just I hand tighten them. So this is a blah blah 035, so I'm gonna put that in my box under the 035s. All right, we're set up. We got a 023. I'm gonna leave this off to feed that. So yeah, you can use them in there, so I'll put it back in my box. It's nice. Let's see, that's 023, 040. I don't think I had it. This is all Miller stuff here. I got it labeled 02, 030, and 040. That's got 035 on it too, so I'm gonna put them in there. I'm gonna put my other rollers in here that come with it. But yeah, it's a nice little cart here if you want to scoop one of these up at the Harbor Freight. Work really good. Yeah, I don't like peeling these things off. Yeah. All right, now we got that set and ready for some 023. Let's get at it. Spool up the wire real quick. It's crazy how limber this thing is with those little joints on the ends. Most of these MIG guns, they stay pretty stiff like this. After a while, it'll make your arms tired, but that's pretty cool. I do like that. That's pretty cool. All the downfall I've seen so far is I don't like it don't come with a 0.6 roller and a tip, but that ain't that expensive. You can buy one of them for a couple bucks probably. Everything's pretty beefy. It looks like they beefed up the ground clamp, the hose, the gun, and everything's real heavy duty. It's got the screw on tip and stuff. See how we like that. Switches on the back. Oh, check that out. They still got the light on the inside. I do like that where you can see good. Glad they didn't do away with that. Okay, I gotta take this sticker off, I guess. I used to leave the sticker on so it wouldn't mess the screen up. Off there. All right, big letters for us old people to see. Now check that out. It's 138 amps, 62.8 volts. If you look here, the MMA, it looks like a stick welder. That's cause it is. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna bump that down to MIG, and it's on the 2T. If you don't know what the 2T is, real quick, I'll explain it. If you go 2T and 4T, let's see if it does it that way. Okay, that's MIG spool gun. They got pictures. That's the cool thing. TIG, stick, regular MIG. So is your 2T on this? Yep, 2T, 4T, and spot. 2T is where you pull the trigger and it welds and you let off and it stops. 4T is when you pull it, you just pull it and let off and it'll weld till you pull it again. If you're doing really long welds, I can see a use for that maybe. And this bolt right here is your heat, and that's your wire feed speed. So I'm gonna put it on what I normally did, 17 point, let me double check. All right, I'm gonna try to set it up like my old one. It was 19.2 and 7.5. So the 7.5, it's got a conversion chart over here. All right, we're gonna go 372 on the inches per minute. So this is close to what, 19.2, and 9.3 meters a minute is 372 inches per minute. So this is basically set up like my old one was. So we're gonna leave it at that. Gas is off. All right, now you're just gonna hold your trigger. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a little quick arcin and a sparkin setup to see how our settings are. I want you to check out my rad new helmet that I got. It's equipped with a Luma weld light for the welding helmets and stuff. I also link these down below. These guys super rad, been using them for years and they work great. Check this out. Cool thing that does, that just shines right down your weld. So let's check this weld out real quick. See how she does. First shot, I ain't pulled the trigger on to strike arc yet. The light on, kaboom, illuminated it. See what she does. Don't put your helmet in grind mode. It's very bright. All right, light back on. Let me get me a clipped in. Let's spin it around here and that glob off there. All right. pretty good. Let me adjust my helmet a little bit. Had the helmet a little shy there. Alright. Now let's try a little spot welding up here. Also, you got a post flow. Check out that weld right there. Little trigger weld for you. That's what we're gonna be doing on some of the stuff. But she's welding just like it did on that other. Smooth as silk. And I know it's just a little trigger weld. That's why I do on the thin stuff. But let's spin her around and do a little. See if we can do a little loop-de-loop on here and see how she does. This little light makes it a lot better to see on the welding helmet. I like the post flow too. That's pretty cool. Now check that out, guys. Little loop-de-loop action. Little hotsy hot. Not too shabby. I'm digging it. So we're at 372 and 19.2. I like it. We may cut down on our voltage a little bit. Play with it. Just play with it. Get it a little close like that right there, but that's where we're going to start on this thinner stuff. I may have to come down a little bit, but yeah. She's looking pretty good, guys. Well, good. I like the post flow. That one there looks pretty good. One thing I did forget to mention about the welder over here, they have this cool little app that you can actually control the welder by. I hadn't downloaded it yet on my phone, but it'd be pretty neat if you was laying under the car or something, you got in a bind, nobody else there, and you needed to change your amperage, too high, too low, or whatever. But they do have a cool little app that you can do it all Bluetooth, and you don't even have to get out from under the car. Pretty cool thing if you're doing exhaust or welding in a cross member or something like that. But I did want to mention that before I forgot. Also, I was up there eating the beans, studying about it a little more, so I give you some more information. The thing has a graphite liner in it, so you can run aluminum through it. You don't really have to have a spool gun, but a spool gun will hook to it. So I want to let you know that. So now we're going to get to making the super duper rad super shear 4000. That's what I'm going to call it, just for funsies. But anyhow, we're going to cut our tube here. It's our 3/4 inch tube. We're going to cut it at, see what we write down, 22 inches. So I'm going to lay that out real quick. Get my Sharpay. It ain't perfectly cut on that end, but oh well. It ain't gotta be perfect. It's just a sheet metal shear. Come down here, we're gonna mark 22 inches. Thing here should do pretty good. A little Ingersoll Rand 90-degree cutter, and I'm using the Black Hawk cutoff wheel. So the way I like stuff to cut, I want it to be turning down like this. You don't want to go the other way where it's turning this way, because we don't want to catch and bounce back. So most of the time, if it's throwing sparks towards your feet, you cut in the right direction. Here we go. There we go. That's cut pretty good. While we're cutting, let's go ahead and cut our flat bar too. So our flat bar was 6 inches. Get everything cut while we're here. Use this on my straight edge, or straight-ish edge. All right. Do a little clamp it to the table. That quick. Alright guys, y'all been around the channel for a while. Y'all know for the past 2 years, I think it's been 2 years, I've been using this anchor loop stuff, using it on the lathe, using it to drill tap with. I've used it on patches, drilling in the frame. This stuff will make your bits last a whole lot longer. It's made in America, it's water based, it ain't all greasy, it don't smoke, there ain't nothing bad yet that I found about this stuff. And like I said, I've been using it for a couple years, used to mess out of it, been through several bottles of it. But I love it. It's made here in the good old US of A. And yep, works great. We'll link this stuff down there below also. Anchor lube, good stuff guys, good stuff. For our rosette welds, 3 for Dale. Almost. Alright, that should be good. We're going to start out like a little 11/64 bit. Start small, then we're going to jump up to almost probably close to a 1/2 inch. And watch how this old anchor lube does. This stuff, I'm going to go ahead and pop a little divot for it to set down in. I might use this bottle up here. This stuff clings to the drill bit crazy like Aquafresh. You see how it rides up the bit? It just clings to it, don't sling it everywhere. Bye-ow. Get a little good divot right here. Popped right in there. Don't make a mess, don't smoke. Slide this on back where she ain't kicking so hard. Getting off balance. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to jump on up now that we got a guide hole there. Alright, we're jumping up to a 13/32, wherever that is. Looks like to be about a 3/8 or so. Size don't matter, I just need something to weld into. Ah, there we go. Oh yeah. Now, your old looby dude right there. Fall on the floor. Cool thing about using this anchor looby doob here, like I said before, it's water based. Alright, we're gonna get a little tackle-lack here. I'm gonna throw me a, the way I marked it, I done it at 3 inches, and this thing's about a 1/4 inch wide, so I just split that in half. Give me a halfway alignment. Ain't got to be 1000% perfect. I'm gonna line it this edge up with that. Alright, let's get us a tack real quick. Spun around here. Get one right here. Alright. It's looking pretty good here. I think that's fairly square, so this is where it's going to mount on the table. Get my welding shirt on. I'm also put a link to these because I like all this stuff. I'm not going to show you stuff, guys, that I don't use all the time. This is a Western welder shirt. Get your PPE on. Sometimes I wear those denim Wrangler shirts. They work great too for welding. A little warm today, but we want to be safe because we won't be able to do this for a long time. So we're going to put another tack on each end. Make sure it don't draw on us. And then we're going to do a little stitch weld on there. Just a little tack, 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 tack. Because you don't want to go in here and just burn it, because it'll warp and bend stuff up and it won't work right. Looks pretty good. We're going to tack up here, tack down here, and then we'll go through. I'm gonna put my I'll put my little blow nozzle on. That way after the orange goes away, we can cool it off a little bit. Try and get this out of the way so you guys can see. I dropped it down to 360 on the wire feed speed. Looks like it's set down in there pretty good. So here we go. Put my light on my helmet. Pack there. Good pack there. Like I said, we're gonna come down here and cool it a little bit. Get our napkins off the table. I'm gonna try to keep it down, temperature down just a little bit on it. It's where she ain't walking on us. And so I'm gonna zap back to the middle, then we'll go up here and do it. We just want to jump back and forth so we don't warp it. So here we go, first time doing a stack tack, we're gonna call it, with the old Arc Captain. Here we go. Man, that thing does a pretty good job. Check that out. Still stacking some dimes with a little change back. So we're gonna go to the opposite side of that. We'll do the front side. Man, this thing does a good job. Shoot, doggies. Shoot, doggies. So, here we go. I forgot to tell you, I run mine at about 20 CFH on the gas. That 360 and 19.2, that's premium right there. All right, we're gonna start back here at this one and go forward and leave a little bit. Yeah, I might connect this one. I like his post flow. Well, people gonna say them ain't welds, that's spot welding, but on this thin stuff, you start trying to lay a hog weld in there, you're gonna bend this thing all to pieces. All right, now it's time to attach the old handle so we can rosette weld it. Knocked on there pretty good. Yeah, buddy. Check that mug out. What? Let's hook our lock back on. And we're gonna go over here and rosette weld this thing. Basically, I'm just gonna start here in the middle and just zap, work my way out. And just basically weld that hole up. It's warm in here, guys. You'd think that running the air conditioner since 9:30 this morning, it'd be cooler than this, because it is insulated in here. Let me take you over to the thermometer. Yep, she a little over a Hondo. Man, this time of year, North Carolina is hot. At least the air conditioner is sucking the humidity out. Humidity is actually low in here. That's basically what it does. Humidity is down around 40 or so, so it's not too bad in here actually. So, I was going to show you this real quick while it's still cooling. This is that aluminum weld light I was telling you about. Don't want to blind you. Got a little knob here on the side. Cut it on and off. These are easy to install. Gets this cool little pack here. It's got a wire. You just gotta cut that little hole. Use this for a template. Cut the hole, and then you mount your switch through there. But it'll work in any helmet. I'll put the link down there for it. I've been working with these guys for a long time. Made in America. Support these guys. All this stuff made in America like this. But yeah, love this stuff. I'm just sharing the stuff that makes my life a lot easier. Alrighty, well now we're just gonna go in there and plug weld these real quick, and this unit here is done. I may have pulled a little bit. See, I didn't even get on there and hog on it, and you can look, this metal's done pulled. We may have to heat it. We may have to hit it with a hammer and flatten it out some, but it drawed it up a little bit. I think that's gonna be good. Let's get to doing a little arcing and a sparkin, because it's getting so hot the GoPro keeps cutting off. Alright guys, we're gonna do this same way. We're gonna burn it and cool it, and burn it and cool it, and burn it and cool it, and we'll be done. Tack on the outside. That's a good one there. Alright, now I'm gonna try to get this other one real quick. So you don't think I can fill a 3/8 hole? Watch it. Take a little of this heat out of here. I'm gonna grind this down where it looks a little better anyway. May go here on this front side and do a couple little zip zappies on there. Also guys, I forgot to tell you that light is rechargeable. It's got a rechargeable battery and stuff in it. Try the old stripper wheel here. These things work really good. I've done a lot of videos on them. These are made for stripping paint, but they make metal look really good. Oh yeah, that looks pretty darn good. Yeah guys, that's about it. Looks pretty good. I will say one thing I noticed about this welder that the other one did more of is a bunch of splatter. I don't have near the spatter, BBs, whatever you want to call them, around the welds. That thing's still a little warm, so I'm gonna go hold this up in front of the air conditioner and cool it off. But before we clean that up, look how good it cleans that metal where we ground this, where the plug welds was. Faced it off. Alright guys, got a clamp down. You just put it on the corner of a table like this, so you got enough area like this. But look at that, it has a lot of leverage. So we're gonna start, this is 16 gauge. 16 gauge is heavy stuff, guys. You would probably never, unless you're just He-Man, would ever use these to cut through 16 gauge. But I want to show you how easily, let's see if we can push it down with just 2 fingers, cut 16 gauge. Pow! You can grab this thing and you can roll it like this. You cutting floor pans. You need to cut around for a floor pan notch. Just look at that. You're not going to do that by hand, guys. On 16 gauge, pow! I mean, this is thick stuff, guys, and you can just cut around 16 like it ain't nothing. Now, the bread and butter, this is 19 gauge, 19 to 20 gauge. This is what you're going to be using on, like, I'd say on your rust repair panels and all that stuff. I mean, check this out. No effort at all. Just, you can just rotate it and come back and forth and cut that off the way you want it. Just lop it off here. And it's easy. I will say, if it, so you don't dimple it like that, don't let it go all the way to the point. Look how easily that just cuts it. Check that out. I will say, guys, after looking at the design of this thing, I would probably get the Weiss brand because they have bolts. You could probably put bolts, but I've noticed by doing that 16 gauge there, these little rivets don't like it too well. It's still sharp, it still cuts good, but I would say maybe an upgrade. These little old rivets, I've already noticed. I probably shouldn't have done the 16. I wanted to show you that it would do it. But see how your tip's already loose down here? We need to come in here and put bolts in here. If you notice the Weiss from the factory, they got bolts in them. Little screws that'll tighten everything up, make everything stay together. I think I like the Weiss better, so I'm not going to link these. I'm going to link the Weiss. I like these. These hold up good. You can notice these here have been through the ringer and cut 16 gauge, no problem. Let's see if it'll still cut 16. These are the old ones. Yeah, I think you could fix this one up, these up to where they would if they ever got loose. They just got these rivets in here that are already loose if you put any pressure on them. So if you put bolts in here, it'd make it rigid again. But let's get the old standby that I built 5 years ago or longer, probably longer than that, with the Weiss 16 gauge. Look at that, guys. No flex. It's so much easier. Look at that. No flex. It does, you can just tighten it up. So I advise you can either use these Cobalt ones. They may be a hair thinner than these, but like I said, we can change out, drill them out, and put bolts in them if we want to, but we'll have to do that if you don't have to. Anyway, y'all get the point. Alright guys, what y'all think about the super simple, super duper cheap hand sheet metal shear? I'm telling you guys, it'll make life a whole lot easier. Now I will say, in defense of the Cobalts, these weren't designed to have a 2-foot long breaker bar on the end of it to cut through 16 gauge. It says 18, so it's really no fault of it. I just want something a little more rugged because I'm gonna put it through the test. And you saw these old ones, the Weiss brand, they're not expensive, but they're a little more heavy duty and you can really crank down. I like the design a little bit better. That 16 puts a lot of side stress on it and stuff, and it wasn't designed for that. So don't think that those ain't any good. They probably work great if you use them for what they're for, but I tend to overuse stuff. I'm kind of one of them guys that likes to put an 8-foot cheater bar on something just to see. Yeah, I think this tool here though, guys, will really make your life easier if you're doing sheet metal repair. You ain't got $1,000 to spend on a Beverly shear, which I've always wanted one, but I ain't got one. Also guys, first impression of the Arc Captain Mig 205 Pro. Pretty impressed. There ain't a whole lot of splatter. I like the post flow to keep the weld, keep the porosity out. My welds actually look better. This thing has a 60% duty cycle at 205 amps, which is pretty unheard of. Usually your cheaper machines will claim, oh, we'll do 205 amps, but it's only 20% duty cycle, and you weld for a second, it kicks off. Not this one. 60% duty cycle. Pretty impressive. This thing has tons of features, guys. I hadn't gone over it. You can go online and look at a lot of stuff. I just try to hit the main stuff. But yeah, so far, super impressed with it. Glad I got it. I'm still going to use both of them. I like their product. I've got, like I said, I've got their plasma cutters. I've got the TIG welders. I got the MIG welders. I even got a little miniature stick welder too. And all their stuff seems to be pretty on point for what it is. So, like I said before, guys, I'll drop below links to all this cool stuff where you can get it, save you some money. You'll help the channel out. Also, if you want some of these Death Before Electric t-shirts, AC Designs Garage hats, the Shakemaster 4000s, all that stuff's only available at www.acdesignsgarage.com. Got a stack of them here. Got to start on tomorrow because I took a week off and now I'm behind. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you so do we. God bless. We gone.